Hey guys, Sundare here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you won't miss any of my videos. Today we are back with a build video. A little while ago I did the Whiskers Cat Cafe from 3 words that my niece gave me. Well, my nephew saw that video and he immediately had his mom, my sister, call and give me his 3 words. So that's what we're building today. So his first word is dogs. He absolutely loves dogs, so I kind of have figured that that would be one if he did end up give me one. Then he gave me the word blue, which again was no problem. The third word that he gave me was pool, which I'm all for putting in a pool and everything. Just sometimes it's a little bit difficult, and that kind of limits your builds as well. Because at first I was going to build a dog park, but once he said pool, it was kind of limiting my options to either building a rec center with a pool or like a pool lot or a house. I went with a house, so let's get into it. So, this is the last house in the Foundry Cove neighborhood of Willow Creek. So, this neighborhood is completely done now. It is called, I believe, the Blue Family Home. On the gallery, my gallery ID is Thundera Shadow. So this was built on the bargain bin lot. It's the last lot that I had to build in this neighborhood. And I just felt like this house fit with this neighborhood the way that I ended up having it. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, but you can fit 2 adult Sims, a teen or child, a toddler, and there's a room for a newborn, not an infant, but you can swap out the bassinet for a crib, so you could have an infant or a newborn, whichever one. Technically, they don't have their own room. They have a room in the parents' room. When I was envisioning this family, I was kind of envisioning a single parent, but you could play however you want. It ends up being 64,888 simoleons. And right now, I've got pretty much the backyard done. I'm just trying to figure out what colors I want on the house. So I have the new swing set from the pre-ordering the Growing Together pack. I have the well slide, which does get turned around. I have a pool with 2 floaties. It ends up only being 1, and I do end up swapping out the stairs on the pool. And then I have a toddler pool back there as well. I was actually, when I was talking to my mom about this build, I was actually making the joke, I wonder if my nephew would just be okay with me putting in a kiddie pool, like a toddler pool, and then just that being the pool aspect. But I was able to get them both in, so I was very happy about that. Right now I'm just doing the layout and the floor plan of the main floor. So that's where the stairs go, and this changes so much throughout from like right now to where it ends up being. And I cut out a lot of that footage. I tried to cut out where I thought would be okay, just because it was so much tinkering and just trying this, trying that. It was just a lot of stuff that did work, didn't work, all of that. So this is me. This is how the roof, I believe, ends up at the end looking. So I'm not completely certain about that, but yeah. And I was trying to make it a 4-bedroom house, but I ended up on the upstairs just giving 2. You could add a 3rd bedroom very easily to this house. I just kind of wanted more of a playroom up top, so that's where I went. And I'm just adding the windows right now. These are the windows from Growing Together. I really love that we have the triangle ones for the roofs now. And at first I was going to go with black, and I just didn't really like how that looked with the blue and then the stone over there, so I ended up going with white. but you'll see all of the windows kind of being placed in black first. I do go back and change them to white. So, and all of these windows are from Growing Together, and I do actually end up changing the door out to be a Growing Together door as well. And then I put one on the back porch as well from Growing Together. And this house actually also does have an office space. It's just kind of like this weird little slice of the house off to the side of the door, of the front door. So it wasn't really big enough for any other room, so I just kind of made it into like a little office. You could easily make that into a nursery. I don't think it's going to grow with a child, but you could make it into a nursery. So I'm just putting in the windows right now, just trying to figure out where I want them and where I think they would be good. I just kind of felt like this was like probably a single dad, and he was making do the best that he could. He was just all of a sudden left with in my head, it's a teenager, a toddler, and a newborn. So that's kind of where I was going with this build. But of course, you can have your own family however you wish to play. And right now I'm just changing up the windows. I just felt like the white looked a little bit better, and not all of these windows stay. Because like I said, the floor plan changes, especially for this top floor. The floor plan changes because there does not end up being 3 bedrooms up there. There ends up being 2 bedrooms and a bathroom, and those all like shift and change so much. So, and then I put this wood down on the 2 porches. That ends up changing as well. I'm just changing the window, and this top window ends up being white, but the pieces inside of it is actually blue, which I really loved. I definitely think that I got the pool aspect as much as I possibly could. I don't know what else I could do to have pool in there besides having 2 different pools off to the side there. And the blue aspect I definitely got. I kind of for a while forgot about the dogs. I ended up recording some of this on one day and some of it on another day, and then I was like, wait a minute, there were supposed to be dogs in here, so let me figure that portion out. So, and then this is where I'm realizing that hallway to that last room back there just did not really work. So I decided just to put a bathroom up here instead. And that's going to actually change and grow and everything as it goes on. So, right now that's what I've got, and I used these doors. I believe they're from Cats and Dogs, and then I'm just going to start room by room, adding in a light and then just going and decorating it. So this is the front bathroom, like the main bathroom for the house. It's on the lower floor. I went with, I believe it was just some white tile. Yeah, it's just white tile, and then on the other, it's this blue tile from Base Game. And then I just go with a shower, a toilet, and a sink. And this was actually done before the new update where they added the slots onto the sinks and the toilets. This bathroom was. The second bathroom was done after that. So this bathroom does not have anything slotted. Of course, this toilet does not slot anyway. But I do end up using that new feature for, and I call it a feature, but because to me it is. I don't have to like try and maneuver it around anymore. So, but I'm just putting up some towels and stuff right now. Some toilet paper, hand towel, and then I get a bathrobe in here. I just put a white one for the dad. And then we're just going to move on, or for whoever it is. Like I said, in my head, this was for a single dad. And then this is where the little, I guess you could call it a nursery, is going to go. And then I had this idea to sort of have it cordoned off, but sort of not have it cordoned off. You'll see that here. So I have this spandrel, and I'm just trying to figure out the wood. I really love this wood from Cats and Dogs because it has sort of a blue color to it. So I changed that on the porches as well. and I put that through all of the main spaces and then the main bedroom down here and the office. And then I'm just getting some lights. I grabbed that cloud light for the makeshift nursery. And then for the dad's bedroom, I end up grabbing this light from Dream Home Decorator. And then for the little nursery, I put this wallpaper up. And then for the dad's room, I ended up putting something very, very similar. You'll see that here in a moment. I'm just having to draw the wall back so I could get the curtains, because in my head, this was just like a closet or something, like an open closet or something. And he's decided to make this into like a makeshift nursery because he still has the other two kids. But I was actually able to find this color for the rest of the walls, so it's almost like he just sort of painted into this nursery part the little design on the wall for the wallpaper, and I thought that was a really cute idea. So now I'm just looking at rugs. There really wasn't much to add to this little area. It's not a big space. There was never going to be much in it, but I think I got it as well as it's going to be able to. And I do end up later on having to move the curtains for that room down because they were clipping into the floor for the teens' bedroom. And then we're going to grab this bed. I believe it's from Eco Lifestyle for the dad. And then just looking for a dresser or something to put over here. I grabbed this one from Eco Lifestyle as well. I really loved how it sort of matched, and then I grabbed a mirror for above it. And once I got done with this sort of space, there just wasn't much left to do. There just wasn't much space left to put after I got done putting in this dresser and everything. There just wasn't much room to put anything else like substantial, like a big piece in here. So I just decided to sort of leave it a little bit. And so I'm looking for some shelves because I really wanted to add some like of the baby clutter that we got. And I found this little shelf. And then I really wanted another one to add like the diaper wipes and all of that, the stacks of diapers and all of that onto. So I'm just looking right now for that. And I end up going with a white shelf. You'll see that here in just a moment. I cannot remember where that shelf is from though. I want to say it's from high school years. This one right here. And so then I just go and I grab some clutter and like some little toys and things and just put them on the shelves. Some of it I have to raise up, some of it slots, so I just put that one there and then just raise this up. I was putting those two up there sort of as just placeholders, that way I could get other things. I grabbed this little basket of toys just to make it sort of look more used, like more, there was more in it and more to it than just a bassinet thrown into the corner. So I'm just grabbing a few other things right now. Just really looking for the stuff that we had gotten when we got the infant update. And so just putting the stacks of diapers and things like that. And then I really wanted like a little toy or something, so I grabbed this little blue bear and put it in there. And then I went back to the dad's part of the room, and I was also looking through the toys just one last time to make sure I had everything I wanted. I decided to go ahead and put the playmat in here because the newborns don't stay newborns for very long. So I felt like that was a good thing to go ahead and have. And then I decided to go and look for a rug for the dad's room. I grabbed this one right here. I loved all of the blues. And then I decided I really just didn't want the bed to be blue. So I went back and I grabbed this one in white. And it is from Eco Lifestyle. So, and then as far as the nightstands went, I was really looking for something to sort of match the rest of the style that I had going on here. It was sort of like the wooden vibe, but I just couldn't find one that I liked the look of, so I went with these like poofs, I guess they're called, but they're in the nightstand table or section, and I don't know. I don't think I'm putting a lamp and a book and stuff on a poof because, for one, my cat would jump up there and knock it down anyway, but it worked for this room. So I'm just looking to see if there's anything else. And I really like these picture frames that we got from Growing Together. They're usually locked, but when I build, I like to have everything unlocked, so I just leave it unlocked all the time for the most part, unless I'm actually playing and playing through. And then I was just looking for some more art. I grabbed this one right here. And then I grabbed a couple of pictures from cats and dogs, just to sort of round out the room a little bit. And then I end up going and grabbing, I was looking to see if I couldn't fit some plants in there. I just could not find a place for any plants. I tried, I thought about it, I was going to. There just really wasn't, once I got done putting in that baby portion of the room, there just wasn't really anything else that I could like put in there, like any space. So I just put some curtains up from Eco Lifestyle, and I do end up moving the windows up in majority of these rooms because they were just so low in places, and I just didn't like that. So now we're onto this little office space over here, and like I said, you can always turn this into a nursery and just move the computer and stuff somewhere else. I just have a simple computer, desk, chair. I painted the walls white. And then I went and grabbed bookcases. And the bookcases that I grabbed was the ones from Growing Together. I really loved these. And then I grabbed the other piece that's like rounded on the end. You'll see that here right now. I really loved how that looked because it just sort of filled in the space there. And then I went to look for a rug. And at first I was just going to like try and stick to just blue, but I do end up putting in a lot of like blue and white together. I go with this rug right here. And then I'm just trying to figure out what colors work where and all of that. And so now I'm looking for some artwork or something. I end up putting a plant above the computer, like those plants from Eco Lifestyle. You'll see that here in just a moment. I really was trying to find ways to add in plants. These ones right here. And then over here I just put in a chair. I figured maybe the dad wanted to just sit and rest. I put in this base game one. I do end up changing the color, I believe, a couple of times, and changing the rug a couple of times. I just could not decide which I liked better, and I didn't want to mix too terribly many blues throughout the house. I did use a lot of different color blues, but so I end up with this color chair, I believe. And then I'm looking for a light right now because I remembered I needed to put one in, so I went with this one from Dream Home Decorator. And that kind of showed that the blues was way far off and just wasn't really matching very well. So I decided to try and find something a little bit different. So I went with this rug right here from Base Game. It's more of a white and gray color. And then as far as the curtains go, I was really trying to figure out something that I could put on both sizes of the windows. I don't know why so many of our curtains only come in the one size, because to me it's kind of nice to be able to make them match a little bit. So I went with the same curtains that I had put into the main bedroom. They are from Eco Lifestyle. And for this little window over here, I did think about deleting it, I'm not going to lie, just because it was like, okay, this is never going to work. But I do go back and I grab the same curtain that I have and then just make it smaller, and it looked fine to me. I know that the curtains don't reach the floor, and for the other two windows they do, but to me it just looked fine there. So I'm just trying to think about what color cabinets I want right now for the kitchen. And I was really thinking, well, maybe I need to go ahead and put in the wall, the tiles on the wall and the tiles on the floor. I went with this blue tile. It's the chevron tile from the Growing Together pack. And then I'm just looking around. I realized that some of the windows weren't at the same height. So I'm just moving those, moving the curtains, all of that. just trying to make them sort of match a little bit more. So I'm just moving all of them on the main floor. I'll get to the ones on the second floor later. And so now I'm just looking at flooring. I decided just to go with a plain white from Spa Day. I really just thought that if I did blue on the floor as well, that would just be way too much. And then I decided to go with these white cabinets from Cottage Living. And then I was thinking about making the kitchen just a little bit bigger. But I end up keeping it a little bit on the smaller side just because I thought that it fit better and it left me a little bit more room for the dining room. And you'll see that here in just a moment. And so I am just looking for a refrigerator. And I actually have, since I have the tool in the Better Build By mod, I have organized debug turned on. That's why you see all of those extra things when I click on the refrigerator and stuff. So I just go with this simple light from Base Game for the kitchen. And just trying to figure out really where everything is going to go at this point. So that's why I'm rearranging and just sort of changing stuff. And I actually changed up how the floor ran as well. I just hit control and then it's like the brackets that look like the less than or greater than signs, like the sideways V's. That's what does that. And I'm just putting in a refrigerator right now. And I actually wanted to keep this house a little bit low as far as the budget went. I originally set out to keep it under at like either 50,000 or under, but that did not happen. My max budget when going into this though was like 65,000, and I did manage to keep it under that, so I'm happy with the result there. And I do get an island in here, and these cabinets came with a blue curtain, so I was so happy about that because I don't know what I would have done as far as island cabinets if that hadn't have been the case. And then I'm putting in a fire alarm and a thermostat. The thermostat comes with seasons. And those curtains that I put in the kitchen come from Cottage Living, I believe, as well. So now I'm just kind of trying to figure out if there's anything, like any clutter, anything that I want to add. And then I just decide to move on to the dining room table. And if there is something, I can come back later and add it. I was just trying to figure out what color I really wanted the downstairs and the dining room and everything to be. So I went with white right here in the dining room, and then I grabbed this white table, just trying to figure out what's the best position and everything for it. And I end up grabbing the chairs from, I want to say they're from high school years. I really just like a lot of furniture from high school years. And then I actually have a high chair on either side of the table. The reason why I did this is just because obviously toddlers can be in them, but also there's a newborn who's fixing to age up to an infant, so kind of figured that they might need to. And then I put that painting over there, just trying to find something, and then just grabbing this curtain, and it's the same one from the other rooms. It's just the Eco Lifestyle one. I put this chandelier from high school years above the table, and then I'm going to look for something to go in the middle of the table. And this is where the having like all the debug stuff turned on kind of hurts, just because you have to scroll through and there's just so much stuff. And it took me a little bit, but I did find what I was looking for. I was looking for these little plants right here. I believe they're from Seasons as well, because you can have them in this blue. And then I change out the colors of the chairs. That's not the colors they end up being. I change them out again. And then I change out the high chairs to just this wooden one. I thought that looked a little bit better. And then just going to go and look for a light for the living room. And I end up going with this one right here. I'm not really certain which pack that one's from, but I just felt like that was really a good light there. So I'm just painting the rest of the main floor this white color. And then just looking for a light for the entryway, I go with this one from, I believe it's Space Game. And then I just put down this rug from Cats and Dogs for the front door. And then a table over here that's from Base Game. And then I'm just going to grab some clutter, like some of the clutter from Everyday Clutter Kit. And some shoes from Dream Home Decorator. And then I also grabbed the pile of letters from, I believe it's Base Game, but I think it's Base Game Debug. So you'll see all that here in just a moment. And I put this owl backpack. I figure that the toddler needed a backpack, but then I also remembered that I had a newborn/infant and the dad would have to take them to daycare. So I do end up going into the debug for Growing Together and finding that new backpack. Because I didn't feel like the teen would need a backpack. Like, I feel like she probably just keeps her stuff up in her room anyway. So I go and I grab this one right here, this little bumblebee. I felt like that would be the perfect one to take to daycare for an infant. And so now I'm just finding a little bit more clutter. Just trying to find like the keys with the cell phone and all of that I wanted over here for the entryway. And then I'm going to go and grab that pile of letters I was talking about. Just to sort of put it and just to sort of like somebody just came in and just sort of threw it all down there. And then I'm going to go and grab a couple of like these lunch boxes that we have from Base Game and just put them on the lower shelf here. As if that's just like where they get put until they get used in the morning after they've been cleaned out. And then I was looking for, it's this one hanging, like it's hooks and stuff. It's not that for like hats and coats and all that. It's not the one from Snowy Escape. And it's the one right there by the aprons. As I put the aprons out, I see it now, but I could not find it when I was looking for it. So I just kept scrolling through, like, I know this is in this category, I just don't know where it's from. So I just go to the pre-made rooms. And if you don't know, you can go to the pre-made rooms that they have and just click on one of the items in there. And it will pull it out and you can use it. So I was able to find it, and I grabbed the umbrella stand as well. And then I'm just going to go and grab this Base Game painting right here and just size it up and put it over there. Then just looking around to see if there's anything else, I decided to put a plant over in this corner of the entryway. And so now, this is the next day when I started building again, and I remembered I needed dog stuff. So I kind of feel like this family might have 2 dogs, so I grab a big dog bed for the dad's room, and then a food bowl. And for the longest time, I was like, I think they only have 1, but I ended up putting in a second food bowl and a second bed. And right now, I'm looking at the different toy boxes. I really wanted to use this one from My First Pet Stuff, but the blue swatch was a cat, not a dog, and that would not have fit. So I put this other one from Cats and Dogs just over here by the stairs, and I grabbed a couple of toys that I thought would be funny and that I thought my nephew would find funny, like the hamburger ball. So that's what I did there. And then I grabbed this like TV stand from Dream Home Decorator. I grab a TV for above it. And then I'm going to put some like magazines in that little slot there. And then I'm going to go and grab it took me forever to figure out what sofa I wanted and what couch, what sofa, whatever you would call it. It took me forever to find one. I put down this white one, and then I went and changed the colors of like the seats for the islands and then the seats on the chairs, because I also changed the color of the TV console to a darker brown. And I felt like that kind of fit with the white and the blue as well. So I ended up switching out the couches for this one. I believe it's from the Industrial Loft Kit. And then just looking at some rugs, these little seats from high school years do not stay. I'm just looking for rugs right now and just trying to figure out what would fit where. And I use this cats and dog rug again at the back door right here. And then just really looking, I'm going to search by blue and white. Because at this point, I'm kind of like, yeah, white would work as well. And I grabbed this rug. I'm not certain which pack it's from. I know it's got just like some weird looking colors. But I felt like the browns and the white and the gray on this sort of worked. I know it kind of looks pinkish, but to me, it worked here. So I went with it. And I really just love the shape. And I just could not think of anything else that could look better, in my opinion. So I just left it and I went and I found a couple of chairs to go with the living room. And I end up grabbing the chair from, I believe it's from high school years. I wanted to put a rocking chair in the dad's room as well, but there just, like I said, was no room. So that just did not happen. But I do end up grabbing this chair, and I do leave it the blue just because of the fact that it kind of matched with the Industrial Loft Kit. And that's not really two of the like packs that I would have ever have thought to put together. And I put out a little console table or game console there and a plant there. But that's just not two packs that I would have thought would have worked together. But surprisingly, they did. And then I decided that maybe the dad had like some toys out in the living room. Maybe not like a whole toy store or nothing, but he probably had like a couple of toys. So I put out the blocks. I put out a little toy box, and I ended up putting it over here by the door. Right there. And then I had to get the big dog stuffed animal. I grabbed the Dalmatian because he has a blue handkerchief on. Or kerchief, bandana, whatever you want to call it. So, and then I'm just really looking for anything else that can fit, like pictures for the wall and stuff. I grabbed this base game one. And then I'm kind of looking around trying to figure out if there's anything else that needs to go onto this main floor. And I just did not see anything really. So I was just trying to make sure I had it all covered. And that's when I decided to put in a second dog bowl. So I was like, well, maybe the teenager has a dog as well. And it's like a small one or something. So that's where that went. And then upstairs, I'm just trying to figure out the lighting and all of that. And as you see, my money has run out from the $50,000, which to me, to get from out of $50,000, not only the floor plan, but also the pool and the stuff outside and the whole main floor, plus a little bit on the top floor. That's not bad. So I was very happy with that. I added $10,000 at first. I go back and add another $5,000 later on. I just make this bathroom a little bit bigger because that little alcove was weird. I was trying to take it all the way over to the steps, just like even that little alcove right there. But I don't know, it just would not go over. I guess because of the stairs there. I put this railing. It's the same railing from the porches. And so, and then as far as the bathroom tiles go, I really thought that this could be like a fun bathroom. So I went with this kitten tile from Snowy Escape. And then this base game tile, to my surprise, matched it so well. I've never used them both in the same place before, but it really worked together. And now that I'm thinking about it, I probably should not have used the cat tile in a house that's supposed to be about dogs. But it was just so cute, and I figured if that is a kid's bathroom, that would be adorable to use. So I'm not sorry about that at all. I really thought that kitten tile just looked so nice. And then as far as the toddler bedroom, you can see the wallpaper there. It's just like that one with the waves or whatever. For the teen bedroom, her light is a little bit different. It doesn't have quite as much blue. And I was thinking about not making the walls blue, but in the end I went for a light blue. I figured maybe she's still just trying to figure out what she likes best as far as colors and all that. And then over here I put in a shower tub combo. And it's just, I don't know what pack that one's from. I put in a toilet, a sink, and like I said, this is when, after the update came out to where we can slot things. So I was really trying with this toilet, but then I realized it did not have any slots. So I changed it out for a different toilet. All I really put up there was an extra roll of toilet paper, so I don't know why it was that big of a deal to change out the toilet, but to me it was kind of cool. And then over here on the sink, I'm actually putting on the little cup of toothbrushes, the hand towel next to it, and then the soap. And then I'm getting some robes. I got 2 of them. One big, one small, one for the teenager, one for the toddler. And then I grabbed these towels from, I want to say they're from the bathroom clutter kit. I'm still learning. No, I believe that's actually from Growing Together. I'm still actually learning what all the new items are from, which pack and all that. So, and then I was going to put the bathrobes over here, but I decided to put them over here and just move the toddler potty around. So then I decided to start on the teen's bedroom, and that's when I realized the curtains were clipping through the floor. And I had to go back and just move them, put the wall back, move them, and then put the spandrel back. So I ended up being able to raise them up though, because they weren't attached to a wall, so I was able to raise them up and just not have them quite as high as if they were snapped to the wall. So, and then just looking for a bed for the teenager, I ended up going with a single bed because this room just really did not have room for much of anything else. I was thinking about a bunk bed, but I just didn't like the ones that, they just did not scream this teen. So I gave her this bed from, I believe that's from Snowy Escape. And then I grabbed this dresser from High School Years. And then I'm realizing that the windows are all at different heights, so I just kind of put them all at the same height. I grabbed the same curtains that I had downstairs, and then I decided to go back and use these from High School Years. And they are in the, like, I want to say they're blue and pink. And then I grabbed this mirror, because I figured she would probably be using her makeup and stuff and wanting to see how she looked before she left in the morning. So I also grabbed that makeup storage thing from the bathroom clutter kit. And then just looking for a few other things to clutter it up with. I put in this little slot on this dresser. I put in that mushroom. I think it's from Werewolves. It's like that little mushroom in the case. And then I also put the owls on the top. That's from Growing Together. You'll see the little mushroom thing in just a moment. Yeah, it's from Werewolves. And then I thought about putting in like the little dog statue because it's supposed to be a doghouse. I just didn't like how it looked, so I just went back to the mushroom. And so then I was looking and I was like, well, the other dog needs a bed as well if there's going to be 2. So I put this bed up here. And a lot of the colors kind of don't seem like they went together, but I kind of think that they came together better than what I was originally thinking. So then I'm just going to put in a bookshelf on the wall over here. And then I am going to go and grab a guitar. It's just this one from Base Game. And then just looking for a rug. I go with this one from High School Years and I size it up. It's like supposed to be, I guess, one for the door, like the front doors or whatever, but I really liked how it looked. Then I put in that like guitar handle picture artwork over on that side. And then some records over here on this side. These are from high school years. And I also got the little pictures that are in the shape of a heart. And at that point, it was kind of like, I think this room is done. I don't know how much more or what else I could put into it. But then I thought about the picture from Tiny Living of the one with the pink flower. So I put that up there above her dresser. And then I was like, okay, this room has got to be done because there's just not any more space. So I moved on to the toddler's room. And I gave him this little blue race car bed. And then just looking through, I kind of, since I couldn't put the rocking chair downstairs, I thought it would be cute to have it upstairs in the toddler's bedroom. So I put it right here from Growing Together. And then just looking through really to try and figure out what else I wanted to add to the toddler's bedroom. I was thinking about a bookshelf. And I end up grabbing the one from the infant base game update that we got. And it's the one that hangs on the wall. And then looking through the curtains, I grabbed these from Cats and Dogs. And then I just moved the bookshelf to this wall. And then this room really was not huge. There just was not much space for it. So I decided to make this outer space a playroom. So I just put a toy box over there. And then just really looking through to see what else I could add or have out into this other space. I was thinking about adding a bookcase out here, but I decided to add a dollhouse. And then back in the toddler's bedroom, I was looking through the different rugs, just trying to figure out what would look best in here. And I end up going with this paw print just sized up really, really big because I thought that would be adorable since it's a paw print in this house. One of the words was dog. So I thought that would fit really, really well. And then I put this play tent out here from Dream Home Decorator as well. Going back and I put in the cats and dog dresser right here. That's not cat. Yeah, maybe. No, I don't know what pack that is from actually. It might be cats and dogs, but I don't think it is. So, and I just threw a few toys up on it for the kid there. And then as far as this like playroom portion, I was trying to figure out what was the best use of space. And in this little like alcove that I was talking about earlier, I just threw a desk and a chair. The desk is from Tiny Living. And I figured that could be somewhere where the teenager can go and do her homework away from her siblings and everything. Obviously, it's not that far away if the toddler comes up to play, but it couldn't fit in her bedroom anyway, so I'm just really looking for anything else that I can use in this room up here. So I put up that decal. I believe it's from Growing Together as well. And then I put some of these base game rugs out. I really loved these just because of the colors that they come in and everything. And I thought the blue really, really worked. And then I was kind of looking for something to go on the wall. I go with this hot air balloons. And then I put this tree from Growing Together. It has a sloth on it. And then just kind of trying to look and see if there's anything else I feel like I could add. I put these from the pastel pop kit over here by the teenager's desk. And then just really looking around trying to figure out what else this house really even needed. So I go outside and I realized I did not have a trash can outside. So I end up putting this one that I'm grabbing now instead of the other one. So, and I put it over here on the side of the house, just sort of out of the way. And it is blue. It does not look like it, and I know you can't see it, but I just put a couple of base game hedges out front. And then out back, I'm going to grab a tree. I believe it is base game as well. I cannot remember fully. And that was really the only tree that I put. And then I put a couple of lights. And I grabbed a grill. And then I went and I grabbed a picnic table for the deck. This is also from Growing Together. I just thought it was really cute. And then just grabbing this like little succulent thing and just trying to figure out what to put on the front porch as well. I grabbed another one of these rugs for the outside of the back door. And then, like I said, just trying to find some more plants to put here. And I was thinking about these plants from Eco Lifestyle, but I just didn't really like how they looked, so I went with these, and I'm not certain where they're from. And then I grabbed this plant as well, and this is from the Blooming Rooms kit. And then just trying to figure out if I needed anything else out back or any other plants. I put this as well from the Blooming Rooms kit right there on the porch. And then just, like I said, trying to figure out if there's any dog stuff I could add outside or if there's anything else that I could add, a sprinkler or something. I put the water balloon bucket out. And then now I'm just going to go and do the terrain paint around the house, just trying to make it look a little bit more like it's been there for a while. So just putting it around all the fence, putting it around the house, underneath the slide, the swing set, all of that. Turning the slide around, that's when I realized it was backwards. So just trying to make it make sense and make the paths back here make sense. I don't show all of it. And then I had missed a couple of curtains inside, so that's what you're seeing right now. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you won't miss any of my videos. This will be available on the gallery. My ID is Thundera Shadow. Bye guys.